But we're going to start our number 2 with Leeds United, who lost again last night. They've played 9 games in the Premier League. They've only won 1 of them. They've drawn 4. They are 3 points off the bottom 3. I know the majority, if not all, of Leeds United fans are massive fans of Bielsa. And I've no doubt he's a really, really good manager. Why are things at the moment not going the way they'd like them to go, Goffey?
I don't know. A couple of reasons, probably. I think Bamford, there's no doubt about it. Question marks about him before he played in the Premier League last season, about being the man up front. But his work rate and everything he does for this Leeds team, I think has been massively missed since he's been injured. I just think they got off to a real bad start in pre-season. You look at their pre-season results, it goes way back. I think the lost 4 got hammered, I think, by Ajax in one of them. They drew 2 and they only won 1, and that was against Guiseley, who are way, way down the pyramid system when it comes to football. So I think it was just a bad start. And then a lack of signings. They signed a left-back, didn't they, from Barca, a young kid. And then they signed Dan James right at the end, just before it, from Manchester United for 20-odd million. I think they needed to do a bit more. I think they're lacking a bit of creativity, Leeds United. Bielsa's doing his things exactly the same now as he did when since he's been there. The fans love him. But it's just not happening. I think that lack of creativity is costing them. And they're conceding miles too many defensively. And Calvin Phillips has obviously been out for a little bit. I think defensively they've been everywhere, been all over the shop. And they've got a few injuries. Ayling, by the way, fantastic for them last year. He's been out. They lost Alioski, didn't they, who ran out of contract. So I think they could have done a little bit more in the window, Andy. That's my honest opinion.
I'm just looking at the league table. I think it's only Watford, Newcastle and Norwich that have conceded more goals. That obviously is a massive problem for them. But we'll speak to Leeds fans in just a moment, but all Leeds fans think that Bielsa can turn it around. I don't really know what the objective is for Leeds United at the moment. Built on the back of last season, I'm guessing it was a top 10 finish is minimum requirement, but I sort of feel whatever he does, he's not going to get the sack.
Overachieved last year.
You think so?
Finished 9th. Oh, massively. Finished 9th. Amazing season. I know they got off to a flyer and Leeds fans thought they were looking at Europe. But I think at the start of last year I said if Leeds finish in the 12th or to 10th, they've won the lottery. Unbelievable season. And again this year, it's not been a great start. Like I said, they've missed... Alioski was a big player for them. Ayling's a big player for them. And so far, that link-up play between Firpo and Harrison has not been as it was last year. And that's why we've not seen the best of Harrison. He's been on loan, hasn't he? And now he's signed for them full-time from City. But they miss Bamford. I never thought I'd be saying it, but I think they miss him massively as the front man. Rafinha is obviously their top player, their star player. And Rodrigo is the best as a support striker rather than the actual out-and-out number 9. And so I think they're desperate for Bamford in there.
Okay. Let's speak to some Leeds United fans. 08717 222 3344. Danny's first up. Hello, Dan. Good afternoon. Good evening to you.
Hi, mate. You all right?
I'm good. I'm very well, thank you. As a Leeds United fan, are you nervous about the future of your manager or not? Is he unsackable?
It's hard to say. I don't think Mazzani would get rid of him. I think he'd more likely to walk, if anything. But yeah, results aren't looking good at all. I mean, Sunday's a must-win now.
Oh, you won't lose. You got Norwich right away.
It's a must-win, isn't it? It's a must-win.
It's impossible for Leeds United to lose that game, Danny, isn't it?
Nothing's impossible for Leeds United, honestly.
I mean, if you lose that, then what? Okay, let's just say you do. I can't see it in a million years. But let's just say you lose that. Then what? Will there be more pressure on Bielsa? I just don't think Leeds can sack Bielsa. I just don't think they will. I think he's loved too much.
They won't sack him, Andy. I think he will walk, though.
They won't sack him. They won't sack him. He'll walk, if anything. He's done it. Did it at Lazio where he walked after a day. If things aren't going right for him or his own way, he'll simply walk.
But what's your feeling towards him, Dan?
I like him. He got us promoted, but he's one system in it, and if that don't work, you just keep doing it. I'd like to see a different style, or if it's not working, just change something. But
he ain't going to change. He's not going to change. He's just one of those coaches that he does it his way. And I think once he gets interference, when you're talking about walk, that's when he does walk. He doesn't have total control in the way they play and the signings they make. And that's why I'm surprised, really, they didn't sign more. Are you a bit disappointed they didn't go and get a few more players. Obviously, they got Harrison, who's been on loan there, and they got him pretty good. They went and got Dan James, who's not really an out-and-out goal scorer.
No.
And you're missing, obviously, Alioski, which ran out of contract, and that was obviously not ideal.
Well, they left it really late in transfer when to start actually making signings. If they'd have started from very start of it, got a few more positions in, because we need another striker. Because like we're seeing now, Bamford's injured. We ain't got an out-and-out number 9, a goal scorer. Dan James, well, I think it was a panic buy. End at window.
So I don't think that would be a bad buy for you, Dan. I don't think he's ready yet. You haven't bought the finished article, but I like him.
Andy, I don't think it was a panic buy, though, because he wanted him before, didn't he?
That's
when he
right.
went to Manchester United. So I don't think he was. I just think it's Bielsa being Bielsa, but he wanted him 2 years ago. He didn't get him, so he's gone back for that player who he believes fits into his system.
Yeah, I know. He did want him, but he was like towards end at window, fans were getting on clubs back, made no signings, only really signed for Firpo. Harrison has been there 2 seasons previous, so they've gone and got James. But like other day against Arsenal yesterday, he should have scored a goal, and product's just not there for him.
Okay, all right, Dan. Thanks for that. I like Dan James. Listen, I think he's a young kid. I think he's going to get better. He started off unbelievably well in his time at Manchester United. He couldn't stop scoring in those first 4 games, but then, of course, his first team time was limited. But I still think Leeds have got, I'd even say a bargain. What was it, £24 million rising to 30 depending on appearances? I really like him. I don't think he's been bought to score goals, though, is he? I think he plays out wide in that 3. So if he doesn't score copious amounts of goals, I don't think it's necessarily the end of the world. But I think he'll come good. I like him. I think Dan James is an excellent player.
And they've got some good young players. If you look at last night, it was a poor performance last night, right? But when you look at it, they had 4 teenagers on the pitch at the end of the game. So they've got a lot of good young players. Bielsa shows faith in them. People are raving about this Gelda. You heard me yesterday with Adrian, and I saw somebody, Matteo, were tweeting about him last night as well, saying he's going to be a lifesaver for Leeds United. He's a fantastic footballer. And I think injuries has affected him. They haven't got a huge squad, and he's having to use these teenagers. But I think they should get it together. But I'm with you, mate. I think this weekend against Norwich is a massive.
Oh, they can't lose that.
It's a massive game for him.
Can you see him losing that? I can't even see a draw.
Well, I can, because Leeds wouldn't surprise me if they beat Manchester United. Then it wouldn't surprise me if they lose to Norwich. So I think they're just one of them teams, aren't they? That's the way they are.
Leeds fans, we're doing this for about 7 more minutes, then we're moving on. So if you want to talk about your side, now is the time to pick the phone up and dial in 08717 223344. We'll even take your details and call you back. So when you come on national radio, it's a free call. 08717 223344. This is Drive on talkSPORT.